think, with the way that I've been with this company and the relationship that I have with the company it isn't about just making money today. I feel that, I'm a part of this company and I've been in it since the beginning. And, it's about the long-term success that, I'm betting on and that, I look forward to, not necessarily just about making money today.
We had on a couple of months ago in association with his book, your former teammate, Andre Iguodala. And it occurred to all of us that there seems to be a culture on the Warriors of guys who have gotten entree into Silicon Valley, maybe met some venture capitalists, and are, let's just say, active investors, maybe more active than players on other teams. Do you think that the proximity to Silicon Valley and the VC world and all of that in San Francisco has helped you become a better, more active investor than you otherwise might have been?
Absolutely. I spent a lot of time with some great mentors, Shamath Palihapitiya and Sky Dayton, Bill Gurley, Bill Lee, Jason Calcanis, all those guys, David Sachs, who are at the top of the top. And, spending the time around those guys that I do, you can't help but to learn. And, I enjoy being in the room with them and just really learning more about the business. It's a great place to invest your money, and it's a great place to continue to learn, and more importantly, to help change the world. And, that's what I have interest in, and it's been really good to me.
You got big money goals, Dre. I mean, you want to be a billionaire by the time you're 40, and if you got more than a decade to go on that. You're also the founder of an accelerator group, 100K Ventures, and I'm just curious, how do you think about investments? For instance, taking SmileDirect as just an example. Did you use the product, think, hey, this seems like a great product, let me find out more about it, or did they come to you? I mean, how did that become an investment for you?
Well, Alex Finkel is a close friend of mine, so I was actually in the marketplace about to get braces or something, and a close friend of ours, Danny Silverman, was like, well, Finkel's starting this company, and, you should try it. And so once I tried it, very successful, had great results, and it's like, wow, this is an amazing product. And so Danny and I kind of was talking Finkel into letting us invest into the company, and finally we got him to give us an allotment and invest in the company. But, for me, when there's something that I can have a direct impact on, or, I can use the product and see how well it performs, it definitely gives me more incentive to want to invest my money in those types of companies.
Did you make money on SmileDirect? Because it's down about 20% on the open here.
Yes, I did. And, like I said it before, it's not necessarily about what the stock trades at today. I'm not selling my interest in SmileDirect. I'm betting on this company long term, have a great management team. And I know David Kassman and the rest of the management team will use today to light a fire back up under everybody in the company and continue to take this company to new heights as they've done over the last 5 years.
Let's switch a little bit to talk a little more about the business of basketball and the league more generally. In California yesterday, a bill, I think, was passed to allow college athletes to get compensation for the use of their likeness or for endorsements or presumably for public appearances. How do you feel about that?
I think that's a great step in the right direction. For so many years, myself included, made these universities a ton of money, and you don't profit off it at all. You get if you're eligible, you get a Pell Grant, and you get a few dollars for food, and that's about it. Yet, some of these colleges are bringing in $2 and $3 million a game just off the gate, and the athletes aren't able to profit off that at all. So I think this is a great step in the right direction. I'm extremely excited about it and excited for the kids of the future to be able to profit off their likeness the way they should be able to.
Yeah, I have to say, not that it matters, that I'm inclined to agree with you. I remember the O'Bannon case where his likeness was used on I believe it was a video game, and he, of course, got no compensation for that because it was forbidden under the rules, and that seemed like, the colleges sell a lot of jerseys. Somebody's making a lot of money with jerseys with names and likenesses and so on and so forth. Let's talk about the NBA. I don't know that it's ever been healthier, and yet there are some people who worry about the idea that there are 5 or 6 super teams, of which the Warriors have been one and may continue to be, but 25 teams that really aren't competitive enough. What do you think about that?
I mean, I think it's kind of that way in any sport. You know, if you look at the NBA, the NFL, any other sport, there's usually maybe 3 to 4 teams a year really competing for a championship. And that's just the nature of the sports that we play. You know, I think, you know, we've definitely had a great run, and I don't think our run is over, but there's also some other teams that's trying to put it together. However, I think, you know, the NBA is probably in the best place that it's ever been as a league. Adam Silver is doing an amazing job, and, you know, all the teams are doing a great job and, you know, taking this game and making it a global game. And so there's no complaints from our way. If people feel that teams aren't good enough or can't compete, I mean, that's on that particular team. We all have the same salary cap. We abide by the same rules. It's on you what you decide to go do with that.
Draymond, what about people who say you guys are going to have a white elephant stadium there? You're past your prime. Come on, pump us up about the Warriors this year.
Oh, I mean, there's not much pumping up need to be done. You know, we still have a great cast. You know, with obviously Steph Curry leading the charge. We're bringing D'Angelo Russell on. A lot of young talent coming on. Willie Cauley-Stein. You know, I plan on, you know, trying to play at the best of my ability this year. And then also, obviously, with Clay coming back around February, no one's going to want to play us in the playoffs, that's for sure.
No, and you know, one of the things that's very interesting, we've remarked on this in the past, the anticipation for this season is really very high. And one of the things that I think the NBA has done well, as the NFL has, is to make the league a year-round conversation topic. It's partly the summer league, it's partly the draft, and so on and so forth. But the player movement this year has been really significant and has people talking.
It has a lot of people talking, and obviously that's a huge and large credit to LeBron James, you know, with what he's done in his career that's kind of shown everybody else the power that you have as a player. And that's why you saw the movement this year, is because, you know, the basketball players have taken control of their own future. We've taken control of our destiny. And I think a lot of people hate that, but I think that's one of, you know, everybody celebrates LeBron for, you know, his basketball career and the things he's been able to accomplish. I think the doors that he's opened for athletes and especially basketball players is his biggest accomplishment.
What's the deal with Carmelo? Why isn't anybody picking him up?
I mean, not sure. I'm not in the front office. Obviously, I think Carmelo is a great player who's had a great career and looks as if he still has a lot left in the tank. You never know what's going to happen, whether he'll get picked up before the season or not. Obviously, you know, as a player, as someone who's won a gold medal with Melo, definitely want to see him in the league and, you know, getting what he deserves. He's given so much to this league and so many great moments. I think it's kind of crazy that he's not on an NBA roster, you know, because there's a lot of players that he's better than, that's for sure.
USA team that lost yesterday to France could have used him potentially. Let me ask you about the Olympics next year. Do you hope to play, and do you think that a lot of the NBA stars who sat out this year's tournament will play in Tokyo?
I do hope to play, and I think a lot of guys will want to play. You know, this schedule this year was a little treacherous with the games that was in America and also the travel to Australia, which is why I think a lot of guys dropped out a long ways to China. It was just a lot, and it's also it leads up right into the season. You know, those guys will be coming back within the next couple of days, and we'll be 2 weeks away from training camp. So I think you'll see a lot of guys participate next year in the Olympics, and I hope to be one of those 12 guys.
Well, I would put my money on you, Draymond. Thank you very much for being with us.